I'm going to get into these videos now because we want to counter the false junk media that's coming across the board. And this first video I'm going to put up is coming.
Violence in our city today. More than 100 yellow vest protesters took to the Alberta legislature to rally against the government, the carbon tax, and for some, immigration. As Tim Brooke reports, it was when they met counter-protesters that things got out of hand.
Anger, violence, and arrests. Protests turned ugly in Alberta's capital as Edmontonians rallied against the carbon tax, the United Nations, and Canada's PM.
I'm tired of Trudeau basically doing what he wants with our money.
This morning, men and women descended on the legislative building, donning yellow vests similar to the ones worn by Parisians, spearheading an anti-tax movement in the French capital. This protest with a uniquely Albertan point of view.
Right now, personally, I'm facing job crisis. All our oil jobs are gone. I was planning on going on pipeline till my retirement. There's no pipelines to work on anymore. All our money's going south. I've been paying taxes for 44 years, and I'm getting tired of it, man.
But a march to Churchill Square, where the anti-government calls got louder, sparked combats. The yellow vests were greeted by anti-protesters, many accusing those in yellow of racism, sexism, and xenophobia.
I am here to fight racism and to fight hatred that is being put up by this group.
This group saying they can't stand for anti-immigration views they believe the yellow vests carry.
Things can be talked through without hatred, without racism.
Arguments pushing, and then things got violent. Dozens of officers tasked with keeping the two sides apart as tensions rose. Those in yellow say they're normal citizens just fed up with the way the country is being run.
We come down here because it's people of like mind, and we're all together.
On Saturday, the group promised more protests are to come. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Edmonton.
There you have that. That was CTV and CTV Edmonton. I don't think that went national. Again, it was emphasizing violence, anger, racism. Again, they're trying to spin this into only on carbon taxation, and when the whole thing was against the United Nations, no United Nations against global world order. They don't want to say that. They're afraid to say that. And again, they interview a demonstrator, but not one of the organizers. What are they afraid of? What are they afraid of? Our point of view? They don't want it to go public. They don't mention NCA. It's not about us, but we organized the event. Why don't they mention us? Are they afraid? Are they in fear, So again, this is one-sided. They give that black woman who may be an American citizen, we're not sure, they give her front and center to share her views, calling us racist, implying we're racist, implying we're intolerant, we're anti-immigrant, all this nonsense. So we're going to shift. Here's CBC. They emphasize violence again, punches thrown. And they call us protest groups clash. That's the big emphasis on violent. They called us anti-immigration protesters. More spin here. They don't tell you that it was an Antifa guy that was arrested. As far as we know, the only person arrested for punching a woman in the face. And then there's a video here. I'll play this video now. Again, all emphasis on violence. Those against so-called against racism, in favor of this immigration, mass immigration, etc., and the so-called racists on the other side, and the violence. That's how it's portrayed. It's unfortunate because the Yellow Vest movement and what we were doing there is a hell of a lot deeper than that, and it has nothing to do with racism or violence. So let's move on here. This is the last one I'll do. It's the Edmonton Journal. I think it's owned by the same company as the National Post. Again, it was emphasis on violence. Apparently, there was 2 people arrested. We know for sure one Antifa. This is a pretty egregious false article here. They're saying it's all about taxes. And then they emphasize soldiers of Odin, painting them as racist, calling them white nationalists, anti-immigrant, and linking into everyone else. And then they're trying to say here, oh, the Yellow Vest movement is dying in France, to play it down. Very negative article. It's focused on violence, and they don't talk about the opposition to the United Nations and global world order and the globalists in Ottawa. They don't want to mention that. They just talk about violence and, oh, this is just about taxes. They try and just spin it off, and then they link in the soldiers of Odin. They paint them as white nationalists, anti-immigration, and they try and link that to everyone else. And then they say the movement is dying in France. So pretty biased article, but at least they're covering it. I guess that's the good thing there. So I'm going to show you some reality now. And so you saw all the media, and now I'm going to show you some independent media. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to show you one of our videos, and I'm going to show you that we were anything but anti-immigrant. Anything but.
It doesn't make sense. Come here again. This is about all Canadians. We need to make this point. We love all Canadians.
That's right.
I want to make that clear.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your religion, ethnicity, your color of your skin. It doesn't matter. But if you're a Canadian, you embrace being Canadian. That's what matters.
That's right.
We stand united, all Canadians
That's right.
today.
That's right.
We stand united. We love all Canadians.
That's right.
That's what our movement is about, everyone. We love our... Is there any First Nations here? Please come on. That's love. We have love in our heart. We love our First Nation.
That's right.
We love our First Nations, everyone. We want the best for them. They're part of our family as Canadians. That's what our movement is about. They can promote division all they want. We're promoting love for our country, our people. This is a movement of love today.
Where's the racism? Where's the anti-immigrant? Where is it? You see the media lies now. You see the lies and the spins. They don't want to show the truth. That this rally, this movement is about love for all Canadians and our country. Just like it's happening anywhere else in the world, in France, in Europe, Australia. But they want to paint it as violent, want to paint us as racist. They want to paint us as anti-immigrant, and it's the opposite. What are they afraid of? Why are they pushing this fake, false, junk narrative? And I think you all know the answer. I'm going to shift to some more the reality of what happened. And this is an independent video I'm going to put up. And it's going to showcase that these so-called counter-protesters, it's going to show them for who they are. This was by MCD Music, a great video here. We put it up on our page. This is the reality, everyone. I'm going to play a clip out of this so you can get a sense and compare it to the media coverage. There you have it. So you got the globalist mainstream media, what they're portraying, and then we provided you with one of our clips, and there's a lot more on National Citizens Alliance on our Facebook or YouTube page, and then we provided some independent media, what they were showing. And it's quite a contrast, isn't it? And the globalist mainstream media was siding with those very confused Canadians and Americans, apparently, some of them. Some of them paid by George Soros, just here to disrupt and to make sure that our message doesn't get out. And hopefully this comparison is helpful for you. But it's very troubling what this globalist mainstream media is doing. They're completely misinforming, completely giving false information to the Canadian public, which is very bad. We want to inform public. We don't want one that is misinformed with incorrect information, with falsities and pushing this junk narrative. It's all wrong, everyone. I think we can all see it. So, my message tonight is go to independent media, truly independent media like we showcased tonight.